is up, our family? It is Ray. Welcome to our world. Happy Tuesday. Happy day, whatever day you're watching this. I hope you have an amazing day and everything goes your way. So, in today's video, I just wanted to get up on here and talk about winning and losing, or winners, losers, winning mindset, losing mindset, things like that. And the reason I feel like I should be talking about this is because it's 2026. This is our season, this is our year where we're gonna win. You had to take a couple L's, we had to lose for a little bit, but that's all right. Now, so what is winning, what is losing? Now, this is my definition of it. This isn't the definition on a textbook in the dictionary. No, this is how I view winning and losing. Winners, losers. Okay. We start off our day every day with a win. How do we start off our day with the win? We were blessed to have another day. That's a win in my book, right? So everyone already started off winning. Boom. So everyone's a winner right off the get-go. Now, it's a bunch of little wins that make up the bigger wins, right? You put in all the hours of practice, all the hours of practice ends up paying off in the game. It's a little bit, a little bit of practice, and then the big game comes, boom, and you can execute what you need to do. It's the same thing with life. You read 10 pages every day. Those 10 pages will stack up. Next thing you know, in 10 days, you've read half a book, right? So everyone is always starting off their day on a win. Now, how can someone become a loser? Right? How is this possible? So what I view as a loser is somebody who is not chasing their purpose, their goals, and someone who is okay being comfortable. That's a loser to me. I was a loser for a long time, right? I was very complacent. I wasn't putting in the work where I needed to put in the work. And due to me not doing that, I ended up fumbling the bag, in retrospect. I think that's the word, yeah. At the end of the day, I ended up fumbling the bag big time. And I learned my lesson. Excuse me. I learned my lesson. Is my mic on? I should test it. Oh, well. Anyways, I learned my lesson. And I would hate, not that I would hate, but I would dislike for anybody to have to, have that same lesson be taught to them. Because it's a big L, this was a crucial moment in my life where it was a big turn for me, right, in a positive direction. However, I turned it into a negative, quote unquote negative. It didn't end up being negative, obviously, because I ended up learning from it instead of soaking with it. That's what a lot of people also do, right? A lot of losers. Oh, the world is against me. If it weren't for X, Y, and Z, I would have been able to do this. Well, in reality, if you took accountability as to what you could have done rather than everybody else, you would have looked at things a little differently. Okay, so let's go back to it. Everyone starts off on a win. Everyone is winning, right? Absolutely. So how do you become a loser throughout the day? Number one, you get straight on that social media, see what's going on, see what's popping with your new favorite rapper. I'm not on social media personally. I have a business account, right, for my clothing brand, but that's about it. And even then, I've caught myself, hey, bro, you're not doing any business on this. My Funko Pop fell. Anyways, I don't know. Kakashi Sensei, which y'all know about that. Anyways, as I was saying, I'd be on my Instagram, on the business Instagram, and I'd come to the realization, hey, bro, you're not doing a lot of business on here at the moment. Yeah, you're right. Let's get off the Instagram. Let's go do something. Let's go read a book, right? Let's go work on the brand. Let's go work on the website. Things of that nature. Okay. So back to that winner. Everyone won. Everyone is winning at the moment, right? Whatever time you wake up at, you already won because you got blessed with another day. So how can you turn that winning day into a losing day? For example, spend a lot of time on social media. You're not going to the gym. You're not doing shadow work, right? For example, these are examples that you could do in order to win. A lot of men, and I recommend this to a lot of men, do the shadow work. It's very mandatory. Understand who you really are. Get to know yourself, bro. The shadow work. What's another thing if you don't do, you can end up becoming a loser. Not chasing your dreams, bro. Not chasing that purpose, those goals that you have wanted. Like I said in my previous video, I talked to this guy. I said, "Hey, bro, you got any goals and aspirations? You got any dreams?" Not really. Bro, you can't be dead ass. You can't be for real with me. You tell me you're waking up every day just living life. And don't get me wrong, that used to be me for a long time. I was just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna just get rich. I'm gonna get rich. I'm gonna get money. I'm just gonna get money. I'm gonna just work a 9 to 5 and stack, stack, stack. A couple years later, I look back, right? None of that ever worked for me. I was never really truly enjoying my life the way I wanted to. And with my car, I was very passionate about my car. That was my one of my dreams was to get that car back running, and then I did. So what was the next dream after that? I don't know. I was kind of just floating out and about. And the one thing that I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, that kept me in this floating, just doing nothing, just kind of floating around mindset, was the drugs. It really was. It was marijuana. It was smoking. To be completely honest, because I had an addiction that I was always thinking first to feed the addiction. And I've had a lot of conversations with people. Oh, well, I'm still performing on weed. I'm still performing smoking and doing this. Absolutely, I was performing as well. Don't get me wrong. I was absolutely doing a lot of great things. However, I was operating at 80%, rather as to now I'm firing on all 8 cylinders. I'm on 150%. I can go, 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 go. You know, and that's on top of the semen retention. That's another thing, my people. That's another thing, man. Look, if you are gooning, if you are losing your seed, right? That's loser shit, dog. It really is, and it's the truth. Once you find yourself a young lady, a beautiful young lady who you think is, what? Yeah, I can see her being my wife. Okay, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Get to a point where I'm not. I've been celibate for a certain amount of years. I've been abstinent for a certain amount of years. I've been on semen retention for 3 years, right? You catch where I'm coming from. I used to be a gooner. I used to, just waste my seed on a lot of women, and it never did anything beneficial for me other than that dopamine rush, right? Sex. There's a reason why sex can also become an addiction. There's a reason. It's like nymphomaniac, some bullshit. I don't know, but you get what I'm saying. There's a reason why these things that give you dopamine spikes can become an addiction. Anything can become an addiction. Running, get those runner's high. The gym, your body is releasing endorphins. So that's besides the point. So yeah, what was I talking about? How you can become a loser? How you can turn a winning day into a losing day? Let's say you had a bad day today, or that day that excuse me. Let's say you had a bad day that day. Oh my goodness. And you're just like, oh my gosh, nothing worked out the way I wanted it to work out. I was going through it. I had a bad day at work. I got a flat tire, blah blah blah. If you can flip that and look and turn these negative, right, these things that happen to you in a negative manner, and you flip into a positive manner, you won, right? You can only ever win if your mind is in the right place to win. You can't listen. If I gave you $1,000, boom, here you go, bro. Because you're so cool. Here's $1,000, $10,000, however much amount of money you want. Yeah, bro, I got $10,000. I'm so blessed to have this 10,000. I can't wait to do all these things with it. I'm gonna reinvest it. I'm gonna make money like this, like that, like whatever. That's a good winning mindset. Boom. Flip it. Only 10,000. I deserve more. 10,000 that's nothing. What am I gonna do with $10,000? And then you just blow it all off, right? You blow off the 10K. You get what I'm saying? I give you one thing. I give you $10,000. You can do two things with it. Two different mindsets with it, and that's a mindset that you can apply to everything that you do in life. A win. Brushing your teeth. It's a win. Making your bed. That's a win, right? Getting to work on time. Getting to work early. That's a win. Waking up on a whole brand new day. That's a win. Seeing your family. That's a win. If you take all these things that we take for granted and you turn them into wins, you're gonna have a winning mentality. Because the reason I'm making this video is because lately I've been I've been observing, right? I've been a very observant person, and I've been observing the way people interact with each other and the way people. Because if you shut your mouth for 3 days and you just listen to people and see how they act, it will tell you so much more about themselves than you would have ever thought. And I'm a quiet guy, right? I make these videos because I feel like our young men need some guidance, and I'm not here to say that I'm the guidance, but I would rather have somebody tell me to go this route than go the other route and find out the hard way. Sometimes we do have to go the hard way. That's just the way of men, you know. I can always tell you, don't get a girlfriend. That first heartbreak is gonna ruin you, because it ruins a lot of young men. It does. They take that first heartbreak, and next thing you know, they're dogging women. They become a hoe. They become a whore. They start releasing their shit to all these women. On flip side, that first heartbreak, right? Turn it into grind. You lock in. You do everything you need to do. Nobody can stop you. Right? Two different things. And I can say this because the reason that I am the person I am today is due to my first heartbreak. No cap. No lie. I went through it. I love this young lady, and one thing leads to another. Now I'm single, blah blah blah. But now I'm building an empire, and my empire is already built. Just waiting for time to catch up to where I'm at mentally. So that's all the winning stuff. Now let's go back to losing. Here's the thing. I call people losers, and it's not because I don't like them, because I dislike them, because I have ill will or ill manner towards them. I don't know if I worded that right, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not gonna call you a loser if I don't like you. You can still be my boy and be a loser, but I'm not gonna associate with you. I have a very, how do I put this? I'm very selectionate. I don't know. My standards are super high. How about that? For my friends, for my girlfriend, for the people that I hang around, the people I talk to, my standards are super high. If you want to be close to me, you gotta meet some standards for real. I gotta make sure you're purpose driven. You got goals in your life. I gotta make sure that you're doing everything you need to do. If not, I can't associate with you. And the crazy part, right? I have no friends. And that's okay. It's peaceful that way because I kind of came to the realization that I can't bring people to greatness. Our world, the motto is live in greatness. I can't bring people to come into the greatness side. They have to want to live in greatness every day. And I had to learn that the hard way, several times. Hey bro, I got you, bro. Let me help you out with this. Let me put you on some game. Boom, boom, boom. Put you on some game. They do nothing with the game. Yeah, bro, I'm still going through this. I'm still going through that. Bro, I put you on game. Why didn't you apply that? It's just not for me, bro. La la la, blah blah blah. Bullshit. Okay, cool. So now I learned. You know what? What's the saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I learned that back in like third grade. Shout out to the prep school, right? I learned that back a long time ago, bro. And it still sticks with me to this day. Because you can do so much for somebody, but they don't want it for themselves. Beats me. You can't do nothing. If I didn't, right, for example, nobody brought me to this point to make a YouTube channel. Nobody forced me to build a clothing brand. Nobody forced me to sit down and talk in front of a camera. I wanted to do this. It's the same thing with y'all. What do you guys really want? Go chase it. Go chase those dreams, aspirations, goals, whatever you got in your mind and whatever you envision for yourself. Go put in that work. I've been on ghost mode for 3 years. No social media, no nothing. I literally have one Facebook account for Marketplace. Don't have a profile picture. You wouldn't even know it's me. Everybody, all my family, they're like, "Oh, you added me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did add you." "Oh, your account looks fake. It looks like a robot." Perfect. That's all that matters. That's all I care about. Go on ghost mode, bro. Go learn about yourself. Go on a hike. I bet you haven't gone on a hike by yourself. Most peaceful thing ever. Go to the gym. Late night, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 a.m. See what you got going on. Go battle those demons. Go see what you got going on for real. But I'm straying away from the conversation. Excuse me, I'm gonna get some water, right? I'm straying away from the conversation. Let's go back to this winning and losing, winners and losers. What's really the difference? The only difference between a winner and a loser is the mindset. Mind blown. Boom. That's literally it. I could be the same. I could be doing all the same things I'm doing right now and be ungrateful and compare myself to somebody else and have completely different mindsets to what I have now in a negative, right? Turn all my positives to negatives. I'm a loser. You know, someone who doesn't take accountability for who they are, they're a loser. And I seen this firsthand, grown ass men, 30-year-old men. I'm only 21. I, hey, bro, I just like to talk to you. Get the fuck out of here, blah, 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 blah. Well, somebody's emotionally unstable. Beats me, makes him a loser. You know, if somebody's emotionally unstable, does that make him a winner? If you don't have controls, okay, let me ask you this. If you do not have controls over your emotions, will you ever be able to win? When things go south, when shit's not going your way and you can't control your emotions? Right? I could have yelled at him back. That's not who I am. I mean, for sure, the old me would have absolutely spazzed out. But, the person I am today, the Ray I am today, doesn't do those things. We stay in our frame. We got a square. We stay in it with our emotions. Our mind is always out of the square. We're thinking outside the box, right? So I hope you understand what I'm saying. Don't be a loser. Be a winner. 2 L's make a dub, right? 2 L's in a million. I say that to myself all the time because you do have to lose. You do have to take a couple L's. A loss. That does just because you took a loss though doesn't make you a loser. It's how you bounce back from these losses, right? A man falleth 7 times but get back up. And unrighteous man falleth once and stays fallen. It's a proverb, I forgot, but it's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying though? You know what I'm saying? You can lose, but that doesn't make you a loser. Just because a loser is winning all the time doesn't make him a winner. It's the mindset behind it. Always strive for greatness, but make sure that you're grateful for what you got now. Don't be complacent as to which. Oh yeah, I made a YouTube video today. I'm done for the rest of the year. Come on now, that's nothing. So you get what I'm saying. But be a winner, be a loser. That's just really what I wanted to talk about today. Make sure you're always winning. We started our day off with a win. Just make sure you keep those little wins going. Even if it's a rough day, bro. If you have a rough ass day, the day didn't go your way, it's alright. Just think about it. Why didn't today go my way? Well, I could have done this. I could have done that. You know what? It's cool. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to start a new day. Tomorrow I'm going to be blessed to have a new day. We're going to get it. Right? Take accountability for everything that doesn't go your way. Even if it's not your fault, bro. It's always your fault. Right? For example, there's a lot of losers that I have to be around, unfortunately, and they don't like me for whatever reason they may be. I don't give a fuck, but they'll try to put me in positions as to where I cannot win, and I have to end up taking a loss because I'm put in a position where shit, it's gonna be a little difficult for me to make it out unscathed, but I make it out. What's that sound? I got a laundry on, so that might be it. But let's ignore that. But you get what I'm saying. Certain people try to do you dirty, try to put you in a position to lose. Sometimes you might have to take that loss, bounce back from it, be a little simple. Is that your fault? I mean, in reality, I could be like, oh, well, I did this and this to put me in this position, so now I ran into this person. And it's just a whole train. It's an unnecessary train of thought, right? But as long as you can take accountability, I did fuck up. I shouldn't have done that. Even though you're like, well, I was bound to fuck up at some point. I don't know where I was supposed to succeed here. Yeah, I did fuck up. It is what it is. Just bounce back, move on. But, yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. Winning and losing. You win every day. You start your day off with a win. Just keep rolling it. That's all the little things that stack up. 10 pages a day on the book. Halfway through a book, next thing you know. $10 a day. At the end of the week, you got almost $100. But, yeah. Anyways, later, our family. I love you. You love you. Go read a book. Go hit the gym. Don't be nasty now. and go get this dub, baby. Stay winning, and I'll talk to y'all soon.